Hello, welcome to the inaugural match of Regional King Season 2. We have two fan favorites, none other than Johto versus Sinnoh. Sinnoh has some heavy hitters, and Johto doesn't have a lot of base stat total. But let's see how this match shall go. Drop in the comments who you think will win. As Sinnoh throws out Gastrodon and Gliscor, and Johto throws out Typhlosion and Jumpluff. Immediately looking on this field, it looks like Johto has some potential good synergy. And admittedly, for various reasons, I'm not familiar with the synergy that's on Sinnoh's side of the field, other than both of these guys are big tanks. And Gliscor can do big damage, especially if you allow it to set up. This is Regional King Season 2. I'm a little bit under the weather, I'm not gonna lie, but guess what? I need to turn this out. I've been sitting on this footage for a long time. So let's go, the first turn, as Gummy's Johto squad is gonna go ahead and terastallize Typhlosion into the fire type to do some extra damage. Yes, terastallization, it is a wonderful mechanic. As Gliscor hits the Protect to make sure no damage comes into its side, as Jumpluff is going to hit Sunny Day, which is going to boost the damage further from Eruption of this Typhlosion. How much damage will it do to this Gastrodon spot? It is resisted, and Gastrodon is tanky, and it's gonna do just over half! That is insane, all things considered, as Gastrodon hits the speed control Icy Wind into both sides of Johto, lowering both Jumpluff and Typhlosion's speed, as the Toxic Orb is procced on the Gliscor, giving it passive healing from its ability Poison Heal. Will that be enough to be able to withstand Typhlosion's ultra powerful eruptions? Rage Battle comes out of the Jumpluff spot, redirecting all moves, and as we see, High Horsepower is going to go into the Jumpluff, who's unaffected by it, as Eruption is going to come out by Typhlosion. How much damage is this going to do? It is a double knockout! Gastrodon and Gliscor erased from the field! That is insane! One-shotting that Gliscor. We are left speechless, but not actually, because a lot of words are coming out of my mouth. Pause. Magnezone comes out on the Sinnoh side of the field, and so does Miss Magius. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think Sinnoh really has a leg to stand on here. I don't think they can really do anything. There's no move redirection, and neither one of these guys are going to really be able to do anything quick enough to be able to take out Jumpluff to then be able to jump on this Typhlosion. I believe Typhlosion is going to just run away with this game with its absolute nuke of a move in Eruption. I am so sorry, I'm stuttering over my words in this very first match. Magnezone is going to go ahead and terastallize into the ground type to minimize damage coming in. It uses Protect to make sure it actually just takes 0 damage. What is Miss Magius going to do? Whatever it's going to do, it's probably going to hit into the Jumpluff spot. As Power Gem comes out, is it going to be enough to take out this Jumpluff? It is not, because this Jumpluff is bulky. Eruption comes out, and this Miss Magius, unless it's holding a Focus Sash, is going to be erased from the field. That it is far too frail. That is right. This shiny Miss Magius, I'm keeping that in, is dead. It is gone. And this Magnezone is just staring down oodles and oodles of damage. What is Gummy doing in this situation? Why is he stressing over what move to hit? Just click the fun button. Rage Battle comes out again. I'm sure Plat is screaming at his Nintendo Switch right now as this Terra Blast comes out, does not affect the Jumpluff, as it is ground type, as the absolute nuke is going to come out into the Magnezone slot, taking it out. That is all 4 KOs under the name of Typhlosion. And this is game, set, match for the first game of this series. So it's not game, set, match. It's just game. I don't know. I'm not good at lingo right now. I'm not thinking. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into the next battle. Does Sinnoh have enough synergy and defensive power to be able to do something about this ultra powerful Johto team? As Typhlosion and Jumpluff are still the same lead, and Gastrodon comes out to Floatzel this time. Floatzel is going to be next to Gastrodon. Let's see how Johto's squad handles this. And let's see also what Sinnoh does. Is this Jumpluff going to be taken out turn 1? So maybe Sinnoh has a chance to at least take a chink out of the armor that is Typhlosion. I don't know. We're about to find out though. Typhlosion obviously terrestrialize into the fire type to continue to do extra damage as Rage Rattle comes out to make sure it absorbs hits to keep Typhlosion protected, to be able to at least get a shot off, as Jumpluff is taken down to the Focus Sash by an Ice Spinner that was probably honestly directed into it anyway. Eruption is going to come out, and it is going to do some massive damage to Floatzel. Noted, Gastrodon takes less damage because there is currently no sunny day on the field compared to the last turn, as Icy Wind comes out, lowering the speed of Typhlosion and going ahead to take out that Jumpluff. Will Johto, without move redirection on the field, be able to continue this ultra powerful nuke of a strategy? I am going brain dead about the words coming out of my mouth. I have no clue what is going to be said next, as Porygon 2 comes out, an absolute tank. It gets the download, raises its special attack. That is actually very clutch. Looking at this field, is Sinnoh going to be able to do anything, or is an absolute nuke going to land onto their side of the field again? I think actually Gliscor is going to outspeed heal, but it uses Protect. This is interesting. Eruption is going to come out and is going to hit Gastrodon and is not going to be able to do enough damage to take out Gastrodon unless a crit is going to be on the field, and a crit is not on the field as Gastrodon hangs on. Ice Beam goes out into the protected Gliscor spot. That would have been big damage if it would have landed, but it did not. Icy Wind further lowers the speed of Typhlosion and chipping away at damage, and also lowering the speed of Porygon 2, but Porygon 2 really doesn't care about its speed in this moment, and probably really in any moment. As we watch Gummy make decisions, and we know across the field Platinum is making decisions too, let's look at the state of the board here. We believe Gliscor is going to outspeed this Typhlosion now, especially after 2 Icy Winds. It is most likely going to die at the hands of pretty much any stab ground type move that's going to come out. As the Plat on the Sinnoh side goes ahead to terrestrialize into ground to do extra damage. A high horsepower is going to come out. As we see, it does not miss. It hits, it lands, it connects. Typhlosion, the absolute nuke, has been taken down. No more crazy damage is going to come out onto the field. And as we are seeing this matchup right here continue, we see Gliscor wasn't actually terrestrializing into ground to do extra damage, but for damage mitigation, as he knows the Ice Beam is coming into the slot, but it still takes it out! This Porygon 2 is built more offensively than the average. It was ready to do damage, and it took out that Gliscor. Sinnoh is looking bleak, but so is Johto. It is now 2-2 for Alligator and Porygon 2 versus a Pachirisu and Gastrodon. Holy Sage Unpork himself. This is an interesting idea to throw in redirection this late into the match. But, and obviously Pachirisu does more than redirection. Oh no. Oh no, as we see the moveset heal, Gummy with Johto has to come up with something interesting to be able to survive this turn. Will Gastrodon survive, or will it hold on? Super Fang is going to come out into the Porygon 2 spot, halving its HP as Earth Power goes into the protected Feraligatr, staying alive for just a little bit longer. Terra Blast is going to come out into the Gastrodon spot, and a critical hit is landed! Gastrodon is out! Feraligatr can now safely go for Water-type attacks, knowing that Storm Drain isn't going to absorb them and give Gastrodon extra HP, because there is no Gastrodon on the field. It has been taken out. This Pachirisu, although quite niche and quite wonderful, and a world champion in its own right, as it misses its Super Fang, it's just going to have an onslaught of damage coming at it from the Feraligatr slot and the Porygon 2 slot as it eats its Iapa Berry to restore some HP. Terra Blast is going to come out, and that's it! Game, set, match! Johto advances to the next round! Just an onslaught of power from this Johto team despite having lower base stat totals! This was an upset in round 1! And I went a little too crazy on this, guys. But, alas, that's great. Let's continue to watch this series as we have more battles unfolding. Thank you for watching. Do the like, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. Blah, blah, blah. Bye!